third session of the first day of this course. What I will do in this course is like I will teach you, like, or I will discuss how this penetration testing can be done by using a framework called as Metasploit. And like during the course, I will give you an overview how we can do certain things using this Metasploit, and how we can use these target machines, and then like all those concepts I will discuss. So just to give an overview of what will be covered in this session is like yeah, I just wanted to make sure, like, is my voice is clear and the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. So to give an overview, like it will be on give an introduction on what exactly the penetration testing is, and how this penetration testing is done, and why the penetration testing is required, and then what are the software which are required for this, and how to execute this in the real time on the machines. Right. So this is a must if you are looking for some of the courses to penetrate some of the machines or target machines and run some services over there, or remove some services over there, or add some files or remove some files. All those you can do. This is only to show you the features which are available in the that can be done by using this penetration testing. So without the knowledge of the owner or someone, it is illegal to do such kind of a test, even though you have done it for a with a good intention. So always, if you want to test something on a Linux platform or Windows platform, the companies itself has given their have given their some of their versions which you can test and then report the bugs. All those things you can do. So to start with an introduction, what exactly this penetration testing is. So the Wikipedia definition says a penetration test, colloquially known as the pen test or pen test, or like or ethical hacking, is an authorized simulated cyber attack on a computer system performed to evaluate the security of the system. Just understand here, like to evaluate the security of the system. So we need to understand what are the vulnerabilities that are existing. But how do we do that? Like, we are not going to say that how much the system is vulnerable, but which are the vulnerables we can identify, and how the person can access those machines using this vulnerabilities. So one of the tools for doing so is the Metasploit. There are various tools which are available in the market. So one of them is the Metasploit, is the one of them to do it. Right. So why penetration test is required? It is to gather to it is mainly to gather information to identify the vulnerability. Identify the vulnerability in the sense we find the weakness present in the system, and then exploit those vulnerabilities to access the system. Like suppose, say, like now you have found out that I have a website by name XYZ, and I have kept some of the ports open which you can access to my database through an HTTP port or some other address, right? So this vulnerability tool will help you to understand, okay, which are the ports which are open, and which can on which the attacker can give an attack. So this exploit vulnerabilities will be a tool or a code that can be used to access the system. And payload, that is the like part of a piece of code which you can run on a target machine. You can think this as a satellite, right? Like payload in the sense, like a satellite payload is the top one which will have the satellite. Remaining is the rocket which will be throwing it to the space. Similarly, these vulnerabilities will help you to host the payload, and with the help of this, we will be taking the payload to the target machine, and we will execute some of these things. Right? Hope to do this. Like, there are some of the software which are generally to just to give an idea about what has been required for doing so. Yesterday I made a list of software and I had shared just to give you an overview of that again. Just I will open it and I will show you that. So because like I sent the video quite late, so I thought maybe for few people it was not possible to go through it and see it. So just I will give a brief overview, and then I will not go into detail what has been required over there. Just let me share the screen once. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is the software which we were used. I think there was some, right? Yeah, okay. Now this is the list of software which I gave you yesterday. Like one is the VirtualBox and the other is the Kali Linux. Like this can be done as I told you in the video itself, that these attacks can also be performed by using virtual machine software also. But I'm stick to VirtualBox over here. And then even you can download the VirtualBox image from the Oracle website, which you can follow this. And then the Kali Linux VirtualBox image, you can select from this particular website. Just make sure that you are selecting the VirtualBox image and not the VM image. And then the Windows OS, that is like I will take the stable one, MS Edge, and then I will install as a virtual machine image itself. So this has an expiry of 90 days. So make sure that you will, if you are using it after 90 days, download a fresh copy. And the password of this is P capital PASSWORD and then the exclamatory mark. Okay. And then like another thing, another issue with this is like Windows OS, when you are doing like this, Windows OS is very easy to install as a virtual machine on a system having RAM more than 10 GB or something. So if you are like, since all of us are working from home, it will be better like if you can stick to Kali Linux, Metasploitable, or one or two more versions of the Linux we can take, like the Parrot OS or the Black Box. You can download them because the RAM requirement will be less compared to the Windows. The only reason like people select the Windows is because it is mostly used by many people in day-to-day world, right? And also this Metasploitable is a Linux. Okay, it is an Linux which is prone to most of these attacks. Why this has been written is just to understand and experiment what are the things which are available or which are the possible attacks and vulnerabilities are there that can be understood by using this. Okay, so you install in the same order. I hope that you have installed the virtual machine and you are able to run some of these things. So that let me share my screen. Hope you're able to see the screen, right? Yeah. Okay. See, if you see the screen over here, this is the virtual machine which I had installed. That is the Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager. I have installed here two Linux versions. One is Kali Linux, which is also running, and other is the Metasploitable one. I have just for the sake of the RAM, which will be acquired by this Windows 10, so I have just turned it off. In between, we will turn on and we will launch some of the things on this. And also, most importantly, try to understand that what I'm trying to do is, in this case, I'm not touching any of the native OS applications. That means now, if you observe my system, I'm using a Windows 10, but nowhere I'm going to use or what to say, touch any of the applications on my host machine. That is the Windows OS that is installed on the machine on which I'm installing all those. Just have that in mind. And then I'm using the VirtualBox Manager to install the remaining things. First, I will install the Kali Linux, and then like we can.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, yeah. Tell me.
Hello, sir. Sir, for Metasploitable,
Yeah.
hello. What is the minimum RAM I need to specify?
Give it 2 GB. Any Linux version you can run it on 2 to 3 GB. It will be
No,
sufficient.
why? Because like I have already given 1.4 GB for Kali Linux, right?
Okay.
So I'm having only 4 GB in my laptop.
Yeah, then that's fine. Give 1 GB. That's enough. For Kali Linux, give 1.5 GB, and then for this one, give 1 GB.
Okay, okay.
See, if you observe that my system also, like Metasploitable, I have installed only 1 GB of RAM for that. I have dedicated that one. And for this Kali Linux, I have made it 1 GB and 300 MB extra I have.
I am having idea about Kali Linux, but Metasploitable, can you just brief out, sir, where exactly I'm using it and what?
Yeah, this is also a version of the Linux. This is mainly to explore the vulnerabilities. Now we need to something to practice, right? So for practicing that, this Linux has been given. It is another version of the Linux.
And what will be the minimum ISO image size of this Metasploitable?
Like it like depends on the thing which you are going to use, no? Like if you are using a VM image, then it will be different.
No. I will be installing for my Linux for my virtual box. So
Okay.
which means how much like suppose I need to upload an image, right? ISO image. For that minimum how many GB or how many MB is specified?
This Linux
Any
version,
of this?
no, this Linux you are asking the Linux size, that is 2 GB. That is.
Metasploitable.
Yeah,
Metasploitable.
yeah, Metaspolit.
Uh,
2 GB.
2 GB. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
right.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, fine. So this Metasploitable Linux version is mainly written to test the vulnerability. It is like what you call when you are defining this machine as Metasploitable. How do you explain? So we will explain it as an intentionally vulnerable version of the Ubuntu Linux. Okay, designed for testing the security tools and demonstrating the common vulnerabilities. Right, and also like actually whatever we are using is the version 2 and the higher. Like the first version that is not been used much now, but we are using the Metasploitable 2 over here for doing this thing. It is like there are vulnerabilities in this Linux. We will use the Metasploit framework to identify that and do it. Okay. So to give an overview, like what are the things will be there in this Metasploit framework. So in the Metasploit framework, the main thing is we need to identify the vulnerability. Like the first thing is to identify the open ports, what are the services are available, and what is the version number. So once we know the vulnerability, that is the open ports and the services which is running, then we will take their version numbers. Okay, what are the version numbers? They are presently being used by those machines. Then we will search in the Metasploit database whether those things are present over here or not. So if something is present over there, right? If something is present over there, then we will explore them and then we will try to see how we can exploit them and then write a code for using it efficiently. And then if something is missing, then we can fix it and report to the owner saying that, okay, this is what the mistake is. And if like most of the things, like there are many developers for it. If anything is required, they have done on their own and they have put it in the exploitable database framework. If something is missing, you can write in the code in the Ruby and you can add it. So to gather the information on this, the main thing which is used is there is something called as a Nmap tool, which is a free and open source network scanner created by Lion, and it is used to discover the hosts and services on a computer network by sending the packets and analyzing the responses. Okay, and also it provides the Nmap provides a number of features for probing. Like if I explain about the Nmap, that will itself will take a lot of time. So what has been required for this course, only that much I will explain. You are always free to discover all those things on your own and then find out, right? So just if you take this way, like, yeah, tell me.
Any alternate tool? Sir, any alternate tool?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I don't know.
I think you can continue.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what we can use, and then coming to the thing, right? So yeah, coming to the Metasploitable and Kali Linux, like in the virtual manager, if you double click on them, that particular machines will turn on. Like for example, if you use the Metasploitable, which I am running it for a while, so you can log into this. Hope you are able to see the screen, right?
The font is very small, Professor Pawan.
Okay.
the size of the screen is also small. I think the command prompt.
I think since it is a VM version, it is giving the small thing like, but just you have installed on your own also, right? So just check if it is visible. I will just try to increase the size. Yeah, right. Now is it visible? I think it should be better compared
Yes,
to previous.
it's visible. It's visible.
Yeah, right. So by default, the username and the password is MSF admin, and the username is also MSF admin for if you're starting it for the first time. Okay, just the username and the password remains the same for this to start. Now coming to the another Linux, that is Kali Linux. I hope this is visible, right? The screen.
It's visible.
Okay, so the thing is like right, just I will okay. So to start with, like there in the Linux, I hope like all are used to Linux machines. If not, like there are only basic commands and terminals. So if you can click on this, it will open some terminal which can use to write some of the code. Like this terminal, you can think through which you can communicate. Like on the older machines, like if you have shell or something like Unix versions, you used to have only this terminals using which we need to write any commands or anything. So just to give an overview of whatever the commands are there, like if you use the nmap, right, that is the basic tool which I was telling to explore the network. So if you run an nmap, it will give you all the possibilities which are there with the nmap. For example, using the nmap, you can detect how many devices are connected to it, and also like what are the other virtual machines which are connected, that also you can explore. So I will not go into detail of all those things which are available, but I will just give you the brief things which are required for this learning the Metasploit. Okay, so to just see which are the basic, yeah, like basically, like we are not an super user in this, and to get into super user, we can use an command in this, like that is called sudo -i. So if you run, it will ask for the password. Then now I am in the root login. Just let me check if you can increase the font size. I hope it's quite better, like, but not very great. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so like now I am in the root mode. If you can observe over here that I am in the root login now. So if you have the super user permission, you can run anything on the system, right? So first, what I will do is I will try to see whatever connected to my this system. For this, one of the command what you can do is root -n. If you use this root -n, then if I use this root -n, it will give me the default gateway to which I am connected to. So I am connected to the Wi-Fi port. So it is giving me like, yeah, is it visible now?
Yes, it's now visible. I think you have to do Control plus Shift plus, right?
Yeah, that's what, like that's the way this font size can be.
It's visible now.
Yeah, okay. So like if you can give root -n, it will give me to which gateway I'm connected to, the default gateway. Like I know that the to get the IP address. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake. IP config. Then I can, okay, like just I will use it in the Linux itself. So now I can see that this is the IP address of my machine 10.0.2. 15, and I am connected to the default gateway, that is root minus n. So I can see that like I am connected to one of the machines which is in the IP address 10.0.2.1. So I am connected over here with the 10.0.2.15 is the IP address of this machine. Like just note the IP address of even the Metasploitable machine. So this is connected to 10.0.2.5. In the last video, I have just mentioned like if you are getting the same IP address for even the virtual machine, how you can change it by using an network in the virtual manager itself, right? And also like another tool, like or the what you can say, some of the operations what you can do in the Linux is if you want to know the present working directory, you can give pwd. So that is the present working directory. So I am working in the directory home and then the Kali. And if I want to list all the files like ls minus l, right? Hope all these things you know. And if you want to make some directory, mkdir and then the directory name you can use like mkdir. Hi. Okay, this will create. Now if I run the ls minus l, then I can see that there is a folder hi is been created which was not previously there. Right. So now if I want to discover like certain things about the connected machines, what I can do is there is a command by name net discover minus r, and I can run 10.0.2.1. Okay, I must be a root. So I know that like to be a root sudo minus I. So I'm having the root permission, then try to run the net discover. What happens is like if you are having any of these firewalls and all those, right, then it will not work. We'll also see that one how we can overcome that. So this one, if you are starting, it will give you the unique list of the devices which are connected to your network. So totally like what I did is if you see the command prompt over there, one second. Yeah, I have suspended that operation. So if you see this one, I want to know that which are the things that are connected to this default address. Okay, or the default gateway. So I had seen here that my gateway is 10.0.2.1. Now I want to see like which are the other devices which are connected to this default gateway. These are all not the tools of the Metasploitable. These are all the options provided by the Nmap tool itself. Okay. Okay, like it will work, or if there is a firewall, it will not work. But anyways, like one more thing. Now, if I want to, before going to the further, if I, yeah, if I want to clear the screen, I know that I can give a clear screen. And till now, I was using ifconfig, right? So I am connected now to the default network which is there in the Wi-Fi. Now, suppose if I want to connect to the other machines, right? So before that, like I will just give you some more options and what are the features available. So if you want to connect it to another network or like the connect of the local host, what you can do is in the Metasploitable or in Kali Linux, which you are going to do it, go to the settings and in the network, select the bridged adapter and then allow all the VMs and then give OK. So let the changes reflect. Now if I run this, okay, now I can see that I can see a totally different IP address over here. That is 192.168.1.13. But what is the usage of doing so, right? So now what I can do on this is like if I want to connect, which are the things which are connected to this 38.0.1, and if I want to know the stats of this for every 2 seconds, suppose say, I can do so, but it may be disabled. I think what I will do is instead I will take the IP address of the Metasploit and then I will use it 10.0.2.5, I guess. One second. Let me change this network settings again. That network is the local network which I connected for these VMs to communicate among themselves, are connected to this. Right now, if I one second. Must be root to run this. Okay, I will. Yeah, this one we have anyhow done it, right? Okay, I can get the even the status of this. For example, right now, if I run this one, what it will do is it will give which are the vulnerable ports that are available on my exploitable metasploitable machine, that is exploitable, right? If you observe over here in the options so given over here, hope the screen is properly visible, right?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, okay. So like if you observe this over here, when I run this command, I can see that which are the ports that are open over here. So these are the vulnerabilities, like which are the open ports. So to get the list of open ports, I can give 10.0.2.5. This is the IP address of the Metasploitable Linux. Okay, and then I'm running stats every 2 seconds. What I'm doing is like it will update every 2 seconds which are the ports that are open or that has been closed, and the result has been given in the 0.7 seconds. So if you can see over here that 977 ports are been closed, and the remaining ports which are been open can be like the port number is 21 and it is a TCP port and it is open and it is used for the FTP service. And similarly, SSH is open and then it is in port number 22. Similarly, I can have all the TCP ports open, right? So like if I want to run this very quickly, suppose say instead of this, if I just, if there are like many ports are there, then it may take a lot of time to do that. So I can just give -F, so that will quickly give me the result. So if you see over here, it was taking 0.7 seconds, but it has been done in the 0.5 seconds itself. So other commands which are there is like if you can take nmap minus st, all these commands you can just practice and you can get it. Like I'm just giving an overview what you can use. So this will give all the list of all the TCP ports. So if I want to know the which are the UDP ports which are available for from this Linux is, I can use nmap minus su indicating the UDP. In the previous thing, if you see the command line argument, it will be TCP. So minus st I have given over there. Here if I give minus su, it will list all the ports that are open for the UDP. And also Kali Linux, yeah, one more thing I forgot to tell you, like it will take a lot of time to execute this. So instead what I can do is I will just keep on updating it every 2 seconds so that we can see whether the command is running or not. States 3 seconds, 1 second. Yeah, now we can see that the UDP port, it has been getting scanned. Like how much percentage of the ports are being scanned, you can see over here. Right, this is yeah, one of the chat box is like comment, a recent one I just did got flashed, like 10.0.2.5 is which IP address. So this is the IP address of the Linux, like Metasploitable Linux, which has been installed. Like that is the IP address of this one, the other OS which has been running. So this OS is a vulnerable OS now. That is the Metasploitable one. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a Kali Linux. From the Kali Linux, I'm trying to see the features and vulnerabilities of the Metasploitable OS. Like even I can use the Kali Linux and try to do it for a Windows machine also, Windows MST, which I asked you to do that. Right now, this is how it will take some time, as I told you before. For total, like it will take. See, now just 13% or 14% has been done. So to complete it for 100%, it will take time. So you can use this at a later time. So I will just keep it. Now the next thing is like another commands which are there is like nmap. If I want to know the operating system that has been running on the target machine. So for that I will type nmap minus capital O, and I will use the 10.0.2.5. That is the IP address of the other virtual machine, right? So now you can see over here that which are the ports are open, that these ports will be like anyhow it was open earlier also we have seen. If you see this one like the running OS, that is Linux 2.6.x version, and this OS CPE is Linux, kernel is 2.6 version, and the OS detail is Linux 2.6.9, 2.6.33, that is the version it is giving for the OS, and the network distance is, it is at a distance of 1 hop. Right now, suppose if you don't know what is the IP address of like if I use it for my home network and I will see what is the default or the OS which is present on that, that is by pinging the default gateway. It will show if it is available, any OS is there in the router, then it will show. If it is not there, then it will provide some wild guesses. I will just show you, let this command complete. It will try to ping the router and it will show that it is not able to scan which OS is present because router is not having any OS by default. And you can see that it has been, the host is up, that is my router or the internet connection is up. And then I can, okay, I can also see that 999 ports are closed over there and only one port that is open, that is the port 53. Okay, so like once we move further, like what is the usage of these ports, how we can close or open these ports, all those things we will try to learn. But for just timing, just understand that this is how we will identify the OS on the host machines. Like on the virtual machines which has been connected. Now, like I don't know which are the OS about there. So what I can do is, even it provides an option that we can guess the OS. Like if you want to guess it, take 1 second. OS can underscore guess, I think. So if you use this, it will guess what are the possible OS that a router may be having. That also it will provide some guesses. It may not be correct all the time, but it will provide some guess on that. Okay, it is not able to guess as well because it basically it is not having anything, right? Okay. So now, like I will, like if you want to know which are the port 80 is open or like port 80 is closed, what I can do is I can just use nmap minus p and 80 port I want to check whether it is open or closed for my Kali Linux. I can see that yes, port 80 is of type TCP and it is open, and the service it provides is for service it provides is HTTP. Okay, these are all the basic commands which we were trying to do. Now we will see which are the options available for exploiting the features of the Metasploit. So Metasploit has a Metasploit framework. Don't get confused with the Metasploitable Linux and then the Metasploit framework. Metasploit framework is written in Ruby that can be used to run some of the code. Okay. And then Metasploitable is an operating system which can be used to identify some of the vulnerabilities and learn the types of attack. Okay, so three kinds of interfaces this Metasploitable provides. One is the Metasploit web that can be done through the browsers, and the other is it provides an GUI, that is an Hermitage we call it, and then the other is the command line interface. So now what we will try to do is we will use the command line interface because like when we are trying to analyze these vulnerabilities of some of these machines, they're all not GUI equipped. So they will be that will be done through the command line itself. Okay. So like now we will see how we can do that. Right. So I'll go to this one and I will try to create MSF console. Right. What this will do is it will take me to the MSF shell. I will explain you what is the usage of it in a while, but just if you can write this as MSF console, I will be in the MSF shell, using which I can write some of the programs in the Metasploit framework. Now you can see over here that it is starting the Metasploit framework console. Right? Now, if I want to add some of the features or test, like if I am not happy with this figure which I am getting, I can just use a command by name banner so that it will change. 1 second. Yeah, see now it is giving a new bull for me. So that is another. Similarly, you can get some other thing if you don't like some of the. It is just created for the fun to understand. Okay. Now, like there are something called as scenario. Okay. Just understand that there is something called as scenario. The scenarios are used to find the open ports and their services, and their find the corresponding services version number. As I told you that the main target here in this is to understand the first step in this any of these what to say vulnerability analysis or finding the penetration testing. First we need to find the open ports and then the services which are been running, and then find the version number of those services. Once you get them, then exploit them. That is what the what is a fundamental thing we need to do in the Metasploit thing, right? First we need to find the scenario, that is find the open ports and their services and find the corresponding services version number. So for that, what we can do is there is a command for that, msf nmap minus sv. Yeah, one more thing, like if you want to help regarding anything about these commands, right, about nmap, you can just type this nmap. It will give you all the possible things which are available. Okay. Like if you see the help, like if you want to scan some particular thing, scan a website, all those functionalities are there. You can, and also like sophisticated textbooks are also available. You can even check them. Like for example, OS detection minus O, right? And service and version detection, you can use minus SV, and the port specification and scan order minus P. All these options are available. If you type nmap hyphen help, you will get all those things along with the version number of the nmap. So you can see over here like what is the version number of that and how we can find what are the possibilities we can explore about an IP address. And like when you're pinging some particular IP address, right? If all the ports are being closed by that machine, in that case, we will not be able to find that. Like for example, if I try to do it for my the OS which is running on this machine, then it may give me an error because saying that all the ports are been closed or ports are not accessible, something it can give. And also it may give that this host seems down also. So don't worry about all those things, right? Now, yeah, coming to the MSF console, I will, sorry, MSF console, I will try to see which are the things available. So once it will start, there are various ways to even start this MSF console. One of the ways to start this is by typing this one as PostgreSQL start. That also will start the MSF console. That is the Metasploit framework. Right? Now, to start the first thing, what we will try to do is we'll find out a scenario, that is find an open ports and their things. So I will find MSF minus SV, and then I will give the IP address of the Kali Linux which is connected to this. Okay, 1 second. MSF nmap. Yeah, right now it is okay. The MSF was there over here. Yeah, that is a mistake. So the command is nmap -sv 10.0.2.5. That is the IP address of the Kali Linux. So I can see over here, this we have already explored, that these are all the open ports that are available. Now suppose say I want to find out, I know now the version number of this, right? The TCP protocol, like which provides an FTP. I hope I'm connected, right? In between, if I don't get any chat or something, I will get confused whether I'm connected or not. Am I connected? Yeah, okay, fine, right. So like to just explore the other possibilities like MSF6, now I want to find out the type and explore this kind of a service. Okay, this is FTP and the version number I have found out for this port, that is 21 TCP port. Now I want to check further about this. So what shall we do? So for that we have some functionality. We need to search for this version number in the Metaspolit database, whether some support is there already or not. So I will type over here that to search whether that is already been present or not. I will type search that service, whatever is there, VSF TPD 2.3.4, right? I have got some of the matching modules that are present in the Metasploit framework database saying that, okay, something is there for this. Now, how do we exploit that service? So for that, we have a command that is called as use. Inside this use, we need to type the command, that is whatever is there for the exploit, like whatever the service is there over there, exploit / Unix exploit name we need to give, sorry, use exploit name. Exploit name, what we are trying to do is VSFTPD. Like within use, use is also useful for giving this version number and all those things, even for the payload also. Okay, just have this thing in mind. Use exploit / Unix / FTP. One second, just I will check the MSF console. Is it fine? Yeah, it has been searching, right? SFTPD .2.3. Yes, yes, I can see here that it has been present in this. Like how we can explore it further, right? So one second, exploit Unix. Yeah, I think I was by mistake using. Okay, for the payload, I think I need to give the brackets. No payload configured, but I can see over here that now I am in the exploit Unix FTP this service. Now what I will do is I will give the path of my Kali Linux 0.10.0.2. One second. Okay, I will set, or I can even give show options, which are the options that are available. I can see over here two options are available. One is for our hosts and another is for the our port. That means our host in the sense like this is the remote host and then the remote port. So now I am trying to use this remotely. So what I will do is I will set this R host to the IP address of this 10.0.2.5. That is the R host of the Kali Linux machine. Right now, here what I can do is, like, once I have logged into this remote machine, like, that is, I'm now not using the Kali Linux. I'm trying to access the Metasploitable one. Okay, so if I run over here as exploit, so it will exploit the services of the Metasploit. Okay, so now if I check who am I, it will give the root access, and what is the present working directory, it will give as the root. But if I write ls-l, it will list all the files which are there in the Metasploitable. Like, now we will make sure that we are running on the same machine. Okay, now we will write ls minus or I can say just 1 second, right, tsp. Okay, now these are the files over here. Like, now what I will do is I will try to create one directory on the Metasploitable machine by from the Kali Linux. So mkdir, I will write an folder as something like skp_123. Now this folder is been created in my target machine. Now I will check whether that has been created or not. So now we will try to see over here, and we can see that, okay, this pointer is not working. So I can see over here that skp, like, if you see the from this, okay, just see it in the line of this one, drwx. I have created a file over there, skp_123. What I have done is, now I have accessed the target machine, and then I am able to run some of the operations from my native machine, right? So I'm using a Kali Linux, and I'm accessing the exploitable Metasploitable Linux, that is exploitable, and then I'm trying to run some of the services over there. So this Metasploit is a tool which can be used for doing such kind of operations. Now I have seen that, okay, now like, if you see the commands which we have used previously, like, we had first tried to see which port is open, and then, like, we have searched for that exploitable, whatever the port was open, we have checked in the Metasploit database or the Metasploit framework database whether any support is there for that. So we have searched for that service, and using that service we are exploiting the target machine by using its host address. So for this, we need to first understand that we need to have the IP address of that. I am able to do all this because the ports of the target machines are open. So it is always an intelligent move to close the ports of the target machine when they are not in use. Otherwise, it will be accessible by the hackers or the attackers. So all those things we will see in the tomorrow's session. Fine. Is it clear now? If you are having any doubt, you can let me know. So now we have tried to use the Kali Linux, and then we are trying to create some directory over the Metasploitable one.
Any question? I think better you can chat on. You can post your question in chat window.
Sir, can you? Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you show one? I just I have gone through these the differences between Nmap and Metasploit. Okay, like, can you just give one or two more examples mapping with both the Kali Linux as well as Metasploit?
No, what kind of example?
Like, suppose, like, if there is a port is open or not, one or anything which is which port is scanned through that particular gateway. If you
Okay,
can show.
so for finding that, we need to even explore this Nmap. For that, like there are multiple options are there. What you can do over here is like just check if you're like if you're doing it on Linux machines, you can do a lot of things. Like this is a Windows machine, so I don't know like if I'm allowed to do many of the operations. Like I will just exit and try to see accessing my base machine. Like I will try to change the network and run some of this command. Like this, the net discover is there, right? So if you use this with the -R, and then if you give the IP address of your what to say your uh, access point or the router which you are having, it will give you all the devices that are connected to that access point. You can try this, and also you will get the port and which you can use it. So then you can use, like you can try to add some files over there or delete that also you can do. So for that,
IP address of the machine or the gateway? We have to give the IP or gateway?
gateway IP of the gateway in this.
Okay,
Net
okay.
discover -R, and then the gateway. Like gateway, you can get it from config. Like this is in 10.0.2.15. So I'll just try to see if this works. Okay, I will. And also in this case, like even you can check which are the made and make of the device also. See this zero captured and zero. This is because mainly like I'm connected to the network through an Windows machine basically. So I'm getting this kind of thing. So I will just try to see other way, like by changing the network also, but it may work or it may not work sometimes. Okay. So like just try on a Linux machine, you will be able to get it in the network option. Just change it to the bridged adapter, and then select the adapter which we are using, that is the dual band wireless AC. Then try to run the same command over the Kali Linux. So it is starting and it is ending, but it is not able to find the unique host. So it will give like which are the IP addresses are there which are connected to your access point. And then once you get their IP, you can try to connect them using the command which I told you. Like MSF console, you can see what are the exploits are available, and then those things we can do it over there.
Why am you taking this option bridge adapter? What is the use of this particular selection?
Yeah, so bridge adapter, if you take, then you can see all the machines like where this I am running on the virtual machine, right? So if you connect to the bridge adapter, it will give the access to the router so that you can directly talk with the router.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, okay. Demonstration, sir. Thank you. Good demonstration. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
try these options. These are just a brief of all those things, just to give an start on how to do these things.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Any PDF or cheat sheet is there for MSF exploit? So that
Yeah, I think one of the author had given one of the books for free usage. Like you can try that. I will just give you the link from which you can download. I think I thought of giving it in the email. So I will give in the tomorrow session, wherein you can have an entire book of around 600 pages, which can be used for that. I will give the link to that so that you can use it.
There are a couple of questions that is asked in the chat window.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fine. Can you provide a reference? Yeah, okay. I will provide the reference. Yes. Yeah, how can you tell us how to find the different IP addresses and use it, right? So IP addresses of the machines, we need to know it. If they are connected to me, to or my machine, then I can find out. Otherwise, we need to have some way to find it out by using the Nmap tool. You can explore the more on this Nmap tool, how we can, what are the other functionalities are there, and all those things, and using that you can find out. Okay, it is a network scanner basically, so it can be used. Right, then for further analysis, okay. Yeah, and then one more thing. Is it possible to use a Kali Linux in VMware to pen test a Windows machine in VirtualBox? Yes, it is possible. Just I was not sure if it will take much of the RAM space and the system will start hanging. What you can do is power on this VirtualBox and then try to use whatever the commands we have used on the Metasploitable from the Kali Linux, right? You can use the Kali Linux and try doing that on the Windows machine also. Whatever I have demonstrated for Metasploitable OS, you can try doing it on the Windows 10 machine also as well. Right, I hope only those are the queries. If there are no queries, then we will stop it today, and then tomorrow we will see how we can explore the further things in the Metasploit framework and try to use the payload as well, and I will give you more example. See, just to learning purpose, just take one target OS and then take one root OS like Kali Linux, and then uh, a target machine like a Metasploitable one. Once you are get used to that, then use multiple OS so that you won't get confused.
There are a couple more questions, if you can just.
Yeah, recently it has been posted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Just okay. I was in another window. Yeah. One second. Yeah, can you please repeat the steps to connect to a Metasploit VM to exploit it? Like from which space, like from MSF console you want to know, or that could have been better? Okay, like if you are doing from the MSF console to do that, what I did is like I will just repeat it like I was doing this. One second. Right. So like what I was trying to do there, like MSF console. Right, it is starting the Metasploit. Then I will type. Now I know what is the IP address of that, right? So I will use nmap minus the services which I want to know and the target IP of the IP of the Metasploit, so that it will give me which are the ports that are open over there. I think it's giving some. Okay, I think I had changed the network, so it is not giving. So if I change the network, it will give me. Right, just let it give. So it will give me the ports which are open on the target machine, so which is vulnerable, right? So then we can see which of the ports that are vulnerable and then use that particular service in the Metasploit framework database, whether that is present or not present, and then we will take that or copy that and then use it to plant some of the codes in the target machine. That is like having a directory over there or something. We can do it. Okay, it is taking some time to do it. Okay, like I will take other questions if any. There. Yeah, right. Like now I have got which are the ports that are open over here, and then like which version I want to do it. Like if I want to do it for this FDP, which is on FTP on this port 21, I can search that as I told for that service search which I was doing, right? For that I can search. Yeah, for that I need to search in the MSF console. Yeah, here I can search for this particular this one, that is VSF one. VSF FT VSF one. Yeah, VSF TPD 2.3. Right now, this is the exploit number. It has been given over there. There is a module is matching that is there in the database. I will use that exploit. Right, and give that. So I will exploit, like, and also like there is no payload has been configured. I'm just using it as an exploit. First, I'm getting the things from there, and once I get this, I will see what are the options are available in this service. So I can see that tools are there. One is the R host, remote host, and remote port I can target, right? The port 21. So now if I want to set for this remote host, I can do so. And also I can do so for the port as well. So, okay, now my host is like 10 dot, remote host is 10.0.2.5. That is the Metasploitable machine. And I can run any service over there. Now, if you run this if config, even you can, first way you can find out that whether you have accessed that or not. I will be able to get the IP address of that machine. Okay. So for that, I need to get it to this our host, and then I can check if I am able to run or anything. So I need to run exploit. Right. So once that is done, like instead of exploit, even you can write a code as run and hit the enter. That will also do the job. Right. Now you can do all these things. Where am I? That is a root, and I can run this if config also. Yeah, I can see the IP address. You can just verify that this IP address 10.0.2.5 is same on this Metasploitable also. Right? Yeah, that is the same. This is how we will identify that. Okay. So next is, can you please repeat the steps to connect to the Metasploit? Yeah. By changing the connection from NAT bridge, will it affect the IP address? Yes, it will do. Remote machine which is in different network. Yes, you can do so, but the thing is you need to know the IP address for that. But and also like make sure that you're not trying to connect to some machine which you are not allowed to do so. That will called as hacking, right? That is not allowed unless and otherwise you have that. Is log generated? Yes, log is generated. You can explore Nmap. So also Nmap leaves the traces of scans. Yes, like it will provide some of the traces. Why? Because like this host, even though if you are scanning me, I should have my port some backup, right? To understand who has scanned my those things. It will be. Regarding the confusion about this IP address which I am going in the command, see, to access and know which are the devices connected to my access point, I am using the gateway. If I want to know about, or if I want to address or exploit some of the things on a target machine, for that I was using the Metasploitable IP address. That is 10.0.2.5. So if you use on your machine, it may be different also, right? See, Nmap doesn't provide any security features. It will provide the network scanning tool to understand what are the things that are available and not available. Is it possible to block Nmap? Yes, if the ports are closed, then Nmap will not work. Yes, by changing the connection, yes, it will affect. Right. Hope, is there any other question? Yeah, I hope no more questions are there. Just try to install this Kali Linux and then Metasploitable and try to see if you are able to get something. Then we can. There was some chat now. 1 second. Let me see. Closing which port will stop Nmap scan? Like if you close any port, that will not scan that particular port. So if you close everything, then it will not able to scan anything.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Can we make any password hacking and or else any of the normal hacking from this particular software?
Yes, we can do so. Like that is the next level of doing that. This is an basic case wherein I am just using a simple target machine to doing
You are teaching tomorrow,
exploring.
sir, this one?
No,
That
target, like, see, password hacking and all, it's not to be taught actually. Like I can do it only on a Metasploitable machine. I won't do it on taking someone's phone or something.
Okay. But any such example can you provide tomorrow, sir?
Not tomorrow. Possibly I can give it in the next week, because tomorrow I need to even give something about the payloads also.
Right. No problem, sir. No problem.
Okay, fine. I think the questions are answered.
Yeah.
Okay, what we could do is, if there is any further queries, I think they can send the questions, which I can consolidate and send it to you.
Or probably I can spend some half an hour tomorrow after the session. Yeah,
That
half an
will be
hour to
better.
1 hour. That will be better,
They
because
can
like
consolidate, yes.
yeah, I am also like quite busy today, later part of the day. So
Fine. What we could do is, any questions the participant has, tomorrow post the session, we can answer those questions. I think they'll have much more to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, fine then. I think that was a very interesting session.